Welcome to Bodybuilding Bollocks, episode number 8. We finally have Luke back from his hiatus. Where the fuck did you go for 2 weeks?
Vegas.
Yeah, you. Where'd you go?
To Vegas.
Oh, that's right. You did that thing, the Olympia. How did that go?
Not as planned.
Why? Let's just get all of it out in the open because everybody's
I just
one.
feel like me freaking out on the as I did on the show, and to you, I think I was right. Simple as.
Well, you might have been right at the time, but it doesn't mean it was going to end up like that. Why did it?
No, I mean I just wasn't tight enough. I wasn't, because where Chris had kept my weight high to stop me from falling
going too far. Yeah,
and I think it just backfired a little bit.
Huh.
That's all. And I think I needed to start coming down again a bit sooner.
So what was your stage weight at the Olympia?
As a guess, around 260.
Like in the morning, did you weigh yourself or no?
No, at least 260.
Yeah. So you think you're better at like 255 or something like that?
Way better.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a little off. To me, it didn't look like a conditioning issue as much as it looked like I don't know what's going on with our connection here. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you're
fine. To me, it didn't look like a conditioning issue as much as it looked like you're just tired.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So that's why people are like, oh, what went wrong? 11 months of dieting happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when people say, oh, well, you can do three shows in a row. Like, yeah, you can do 3 shows in a row when they're 2 weeks apart, not when they're fucking 4 months apart.
Yeah, I just think I kind of agree that's what it was. It was just one of those. I just burnt out.
Yeah.
Like I think Tampa was just one too many shows. If I didn't have to do Tampa, fine.
I think that would have happened to me in 2015. Like I look back at it now and I wish I would have done the Olympia because I haven't done anything since. But when I won my first show that year, it was like the first weekend of May.
Yeah.
And then I won Vancouver in July, and then I did Tampa Bay in August. So I had been dieting all the way from April or February, all the way through. And I was so fucking tired after, my body felt so tired after Dallas. I was like, if I do the Olympia, I'm going to look like shit.
Yeah.
So I kind of know, and that was a shorter period of time than you're.
Yeah, I mean, I should have known really. I mean, I should have seen all the signs, but I just like the Olympia. I can't fucking pull out no way. Yeah,
no, I agree. I passed on a whole bunch of them, and now I tell everybody whenever they're getting ready, I'm like, just do it, man. Just do it anyway. Do your best, and that's all that matters. Yeah. So where did you end up? What was the final placing?
11th.
Oh, the sad part about that is not the 11th. The sad part
is they called me out as top 10, and I waited backstage for 3 hours with the rest of the guys in the top 10.
Well, that's because you're in the second call out. How did that happen? They just kept moving, like you just ended up.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it's pretty fair. So, yeah, I mean, it's still better than a lot of guys have done on their first Olympia. And I don't have a problem with it. I think they penalized me because I think I didn't deliver on what they wanted me to do. Because a lot of the guys, I think a lot of people considered me a shoo-in for that top 6. A lot of people did, just purely based on my performance this year. So, I fell, and they penalized me heavily for that. They didn't penalize Ruley, but they penalized me.
That's because, you know why, though?
No, I know. I can believe
it. Rolly consistently comes in out of shape, so they're like used to him, like not coming in great all the time. And then whereas you has kind of set a standard for yourself.
Exactly.
But you do make a good point, because Rolly set a standard for himself last year at the Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold Australia.
Yeah, and he showed up and he was like a totally different. And then if you notice, I don't know if you saw the Italy show this weekend.
Mm-hmm. It looked great.
If that Rolly would have shown up, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, maybe
it's really the bigger it is. I think this is what Chris actually. This is one of his like acetoisms. He said the bigger it's like the bigger you are. It's like the bigger the plane, the more difficult it is to land.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I get frustrated when people are always like, why can't the open guys get shredded like the classic guys? And I'm like, because the classic guys are fucking not worried about holding on to every pound of muscle they've put on. Most of them are trying to make weight so they can like shred that extra couple pounds.
There is a fine line. There is a fine line. It's like I mean, I've always said the condition is just getting rid of all your body fat and then drying out, and that's what your condition looks like. And I've kind of said that to Chris now. It's like, dude, like the only thing that matters is that when I get to the hotel a week out from the show, all my body fat is completely gone.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. I think
But it's not. But that's not all that matters, though. With a guy your size.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah.
That's the tricky part. Is with a guy your size.
Exactly. Yeah. That should be the. This is what people don't understand. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But like we've said before, it's very difficult to get there without sacrificing a lot along the way. So you have to. I mean, I'm sure there is a way to get there. It's just really fucking hard, and it's different every time.
It is different every time, and that's the most fucked up part, because you could do one prep and you're like, okay, I got the formula. Yeah. And then you get ready for the next prep and you're like, how come my body's not doing the same thing?
Yeah.
It did fucking 3 months earlier or 6 months earlier or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, it is that hard, because like you said, you'd think if all your body fat was gone, there's nothing left to do.
Yeah.
But with the amount of muscle you carry, there's water manipulation and there's glycogen stores, and it's all this, like your glycogen stores are not the same as Chris Bumstead's glycogen stores. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to get absolutely peeled is going to be a lot easier to fill that little amount of muscle, not little amount of muscle, but it's a lot less muscle to fill out than somebody your size.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. But it is a lot more difficult than people give us credit for.
Yeah, I don't think people understand. It's going to continue to be hard for them to understand, because even if you point to guys in the 90s, the guys in the 90s got shredded, and I'm like, even if you ask Kevin Levrone, he's like, yeah, but these guys are a lot bigger. Like
they also fucking didn't, because I mean, not many people had striated glutes in the 90s.
No, but if you look at all the video, and this is, people laugh at me when I say this because they think I'm fucking around, but I'm serious. The video quality matters.
Yeah.
If you take a grainy ass video and you get a everybody on stage, it's like turning up the structure all the way on your Instagram photo. Yeah. So there is a difference, but what did you think of the Olympia overall? Because a lot of people were disappointed overall in the physiques.
People say that every year, man.
I'm asking you because you're standing there. I'm not asking because I agree.
If you're disappointed with the physique, say you're fucking blind. It's the Olympia. It's the best bodybuilder.
Well, I think I'm going to play devil's advocate. I think on their end, they're thinking they're not used to seeing, like, Rolly was out of shape. Dexter kind of missed the mark a little bit. They kind of felt like everybody kind of missed the mark just a little.
Maybe, or does that just mean the lighting wasn't great and the pictures weren't great and the videos aren't great?
I think I'll give you the lighting in the videos was not great.
No, so maybe that's actually more. That's probably the culprit more so.
Yeah,
and everyone coincidentally being off.
Because like I look at pictures of Breon.
Yeah.
When I saw Breon in the video, I didn't feel like he looked that hard.
Exactly. So I mean, I think
then I look at the photos and he's like dry as fuck, like just strided.
Yeah. So it's probably a lot to do with the lighting.
Yeah, could give off the wrong impression.
More so than everyone just being off.
Yeah.
Because even Hardy didn't look like Vancouver Hardy.
But that's I think what a lot of people were saying too, though, is Hardy wasn't in the shape that people are used to seeing him. Do you think he was?
It has to do with the lighting, because he's the most consistent bodybuilder ever.
But when you saw him, when you were standing there, did you think he was peeled?
Yeah. Tell you what, Hardy's not a big man.
No?
No, not at all.
Like in comparison to who? Like standing next to him yourself?
When I was the next time, I'm way bigger than this guy. Like way bigger.
Okay, wait a minute. In stature, wait a minute.
His muscle is so dense and separated.
Yeah.
He projects like nothing I've seen.
But that's what I'm trying to say, is that when you look at him in structure-wise, you're like, I'm a lot bigger. But muscularity, is he packing on the same amount of muscle as you, or is it just that it's so shredded that it looks great?
He's packing on a lot of muscle, but because he's not a big person,
yeah,
it's not the same amount of muscle. If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying.
But he's on his frame; it is hanging off him, but it's so just dry.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. I thought he looked phenomenal. I had him battling Brandon for first.
Yeah.
I had him ahead of Bonac.
Hardy's freaky because he's so peeled and detailed. His physique is actually not very nice.
Really?
There's something off with it. I think it might be his arms and shoulders look a little bit T-Rex, but he's not. Doesn't have those big, thick, round arms.
Yeah.
He's very thin in the forearms. His biceps are quite short and peaked.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that big belly on the tricep. It's just, which is a big, like if you look at when you look at like Justin Compton when he used to do a front double, or like so much roundness, so much going on there. That's something he doesn't have, and I think it affects the look to me.
Yeah,
something's off.
Do you think it's his conditioning and density that's carrying him through all these shows?
Yeah, the fact he's very balanced in that respect, and his condition's incredible. His muscularity is incredible. His symmetry is great. He's big.
Do you think I think he would have won the 212, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, all day.
You think he would have been better off going to 212 and winning?
Nope.
He still took home $100,000, for third or something like that. Was it $100,000?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all for a day's work. What do you think? Where do you think Flex is going to fit in next year?
I don't know. Because again, Flex isn't a big man, but he projects huge. That one has his big, thick, round forearms. Can you imagine Hardy with Flex's arms?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Is I see Hardy in third, and then I think Flex is better than Hardy.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, he gets in just as good a shape, and he's more complete.
We'll have to see.
He's got a smaller waist. I mean, he's definitely got more detail in the back, like his back double. So
will Flex have that detail at a higher body weight?
I think so. That guy's like, I think he's going to look better at a higher body weight because I think he's been forcing. Yeah, he's been forcing himself to get down to 212. I don't think he's naturally like comfortable there.
No.
So I think he's going to look much better and freakier.
I agree.
At like 225 or 220, whatever. You know what I mean?
I think Hardy was only like 217 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
What do you think everybody else is going to feel like next year when everybody comes back? Because we're missing like 3 or 4 other people.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't?
Where do you think Brandon's going to fit in next year? You think he's going to win again?
I think someone else will win it next year. That's how the Mr. Olympia is going to be. It's going to be like the Arnold. For the next 10 years, it'll be someone different. You might get 2 in a row, then it'll be someone different, then you might get another one. It'll always be different.
What if Phil comes back?
He's not coming back.
Why would you say that?
Because that's what he told me.
He told you flat out he's not coming back.
I just basically said, "Are you coming back?" And he was like, and he just.
I don't believe it.
But I think I think Phil is just focusing a lot more on business. But I guess he might come back.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous for him not to come back when he has such a good chance of winning again.
Yeah, but then again, maybe he wants to just focus on businesses now.
I understand that, but your business can only be better if you're also Mr. Olympia.
But that didn't work with Gifted Nutrition, did it?
No, but I think the people he was working with Gifted Nutrition were different.
Okay.
I think it seems.
Well, I would love it if he came back. I'm not sure. I think it'll be another Kai thing this time next year. Like kind of July, June next year. Everyone will be like, is Kai coming back? Is Phil coming back? And they'll both be making little memes and hints, and no, neither of them will come back.
I've kind of written off Kai. I don't think Kai's going to come back. That one is different because I think Kai had some type of issue with the Olympia committee or something. But I think Phil, I don't know, man. He's like 2 wins away, which is not easy, but he's 2 wins away from being the all-time champ.
Yeah, I don't even think he'd win it anymore. I don't, because it's not the same Phil Heath. It's not going to be the same one.
You think if he came back, he wouldn't win it?
No, I don't think he would. Not, but I mean, you're thinking he's going to come back, Phil Heath, how he was when he was at his prime. He's not going to be like that. The last 2 years he competed, he was drastically worse.
Well, I'll say this: even
why would he all of a sudden be better again?
Well, time off, and he also had surgery on his stomach again. So who knows if that was the culprit? But what I'm saying is this: I was really happy for Shawn when he won, but I don't know if he convincingly beat Phil. And there was nobody else other than Shawn comparing to him, really. Yeah. So I don't know why Phil.
Brandon's a different animal. We don't know what Big Rami's going to do.
Yeah.
Hardy again, Bollocks again, getting better, or is he? It's difficult.
I feel like Bollocks is reached his limit. Like there's not much muscle you can pack, much more muscle you can pack on that frame, and he's already detailed like crazy.
Yeah.
So I am interested to see what Brandon does by next year, because he keeps improving every single year. He's putting on more and more mass. So I'm curious to see what it'll look like next year.
I mean, I just think it's crazy that 2 years ago he came dead last.
Yeah. Was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Fucking gotta go to Kuwait. Gotta go to Kuwait.
No.
Have you thought about going to Kuwait? No?
Definitely not.
Not for you. Just there's no chance.
Nope. I can get all the same shit they have, and I prefer the way I train, and I think that everyone that goes there just gets bigger, not better, and that's not what I need.
Well, you can't say Brandon didn't get better.
Brandon hasn't got any more separation. He's got less separation and detail than he used to have.
You're right. He doesn't have more separation, but he did need the size, I guess.
All of the guys who go to Kuwait have less detail and separation than they used to have.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that.
And that's something I don't want. And because that's the last thing that I need. I know I need more detail and separation. I don't.
That's right.
That.
You already have the size to go to do what you need to do. While you were away, I decided to start my own supplement company.
I did see that. I was going to bring that up. What's happening?
I think we're launching at the end of the year. So like mid-December, mid-December, like beginning of January.
That sounds like a big undertaking. When did you?
Well, I've had the formulations in my head for a couple of years. And obviously some new ingredients have come out since then. So I keep reformulating. But I was always under contract with someone, so I couldn't make it happen. So
how did that work this time? Because you were caged, right?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I actually offered the deal to Caged first. This is what I love. I love numbers people more. Like they make me laugh.
Yeah.
I offer the deal to Caged first, and I said, why don't we do this together? I think your supplements are pretty good, but they could use something. They need something. They're not hard. They're not bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything bad about them. They're just not bodybuilding supplements.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't we do this together, and we can do a different line, like a Pro Series or Caged Extreme or some shit like that, right? They said no. They're like, we don't think there's a market for hardcore bodybuilding. I'm like,
tell Redcon on that.
I'm like, tell Rich Piana that. Tell
Mutant, tell Animal.
I'm like, that's what actually I brought up Animal, because I brought up Rich Piana and I brought up Animal. And they're like, oh, they're not doing that well. I'm like,
yes, they are. What the
fuck are you talking about? They've been around for 20 fucking years.
Most like the brands that are still supporting hardcore bodybuilding, especially in Europe. When I go to FIBA, I'm like, I don't know who any of these companies are, and all of them are probably fucking smashing it.
Yeah.
So there is a market for hardcore bodybuilding. It's just but the problem is most people don't know how to market hardcore bodybuilding. Well,
the thing is this: I think most of the supplement companies that are doing well are hardcore bodybuilding.
I agree.
It's like that's because what I notice is whenever companies decide to go off the rails, like, oh, we're going to be more mainstream. We want to sell to like fucking the Olympics and that, and they, like Muscle Tech, they decided to go mainstream. All of a sudden, nobody fucking wants to buy their shit no more.
Yeah.
But when they were hardcore bodybuilding, they had Jay and fucking Phil and Branch Warren and that's when they were their biggest.
They had you as well.
They had me back in the day as well, but I mean that was their thing. So it was like, I'm trying to recreate that. I was like, fuck this. You know what? I don't want to do this shit
but in all fairness, like brands like Animal, Redcon, I mean, Redcon have everything else as well. They've kind of got a finger in every pie.
Yeah.
Darren's very good at that. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And then, but if you look at Mutant, Animal, Redcon, 5%, and then I would even say Cytec, they're still doing it. There's a lot of brands that are still, their bread and butter is bodybuilding, and they're doing very well.
Because the fact of the matter is this.
Jason has Steel.
I said this in my last podcast. Listen, there's one thing I hate more than anything. If a person owns a supplement company and they fucking hate bodybuilding, I don't want to be around them. No. I don't want to represent their brand, because I'm like, you're just using these people for their money. You don't actually appreciate what they're going through.
Yep.
And a really, really simple thing. I had a guy tell me that my intra workout was too mild tasting. And I'm like, you don't use intra workout, do you? And he goes, no, I don't. I'm like, well, how would you know that then? He's like, well, I just the taste. And I'm like, if I'm going to drink something for an hour while I'm training and I'm sweating my ass off and everything. I don't want it to be sweet. I want it to like kind of quench my thirst.
Yeah. You want it to have like a subtle sweetness?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So,
sometimes you mix like 3 different types of pre-workout. And
yeah.
they're all different flavors, and you drink it.
Yeah, I don't want that while I'm doing my intra-workout. So, but my point of what I'm saying is that's what the numbers guys don't get. That's why when you get a company like Jeff Long's company or like Seth Feroci's company or like Jason Ha's company, they're like, they know what the shit's supposed to taste like. They know what ingredients to put in it because they're like,
if you do look at every company that's been taken over by the numbers guys, they've completely dropped off the map. Look at BSN.
It's true. It's true. It's 100% true. Because it's
BSN, they've all just disappeared.
Because it's very simple. If you, let's say you're going to try to sell to CrossFit people, no offense to CrossFit people, but most CrossFit people are like, they're going to buy 1 tub of branch chains or essentials every fucking 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to use it here and there sparingly. A hardcore bodybuilder is going to fucking use that shit every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's where your market is. That's who the people that are actually using your shit.
Also, hardcore bodybuilders don't always compete, but they still loves. But the people who,
it's true. You cut out for a second.
It's just a hobby. They don't even compete.
You cut out for a second. You cut out for a second. Start over. You said something. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So I'm saying, like, if hardcore bodybuilding, because for a lot of people they don't compete, it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
Those people who take up golf as a hobby, they still spend a fuckload of money on golf balls and golf clubs and having the best stuff. It's the same with bodybuilding. If it's a hobby, you want the best stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost especially if it's a hobby.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I finally got like exactly the formulation I want. It's not what's that?
Hosstile Supplements.
Hosstile Supplements.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. I'm excited, man, because it's like there's a lot of ingredients I always want in certain products that I can't always find altogether.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to just be able to put all the shit in one. The guy at the manufacturing plant's like, this is going to cost a lot of money, eh? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I want all that shit in that bottle, and I want everybody to fucking try it. And I'm like, I don't care. He's like, this isn't what companies do when they start. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like this, like, so I might sink my ship before we get started, but
I can see where you're going with it. It sounds good.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited to see what happens, but, so that's going on. And, I'm having my first coffee in like 8 weeks.
Your first what?
I'm having my first coffee in like 5 weeks.
Oh yeah, you had the little detox. How'd it go?
I got my blood pressure down, like with Dante's help.
Mm-hmm.
I posted about today. I got it down to like 114 over 65 or something like that. So
that was something I'm sure the viewers want to know some of that. So do I.
Well, I put another video up actually like explaining it all, but there's a bunch of shit, man. I stopped taking stimulants. I reduced like my salt intake. I went off all my gear pretty much except for like 200 or 300 milligrams a week. And, I feel like a little bitch, but now that I got, everything back to normal, I'm going to do my blood work, see how everything goes, and I can start getting ready for 2020.
Yeah. Nice.
So
did you use any ACE inhibitors or anything?
The last 2 weeks, actually, no, it hasn't even been 2 weeks. It's been about a week. I don't think it's an ACE inhibitor. I think it's called a beta blocker.
Okay.
There's a pill called azilsartan. It's like the newest. It's like lisinopril, but it's like the newest generation of it.
Yeah, I use lisinopril. I don't need to. Justin Harris always advised that to me, and I've been using it. And my kidney health and my blood pressure's been fine the whole time.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what my doctor told me, and then you can do with it whatever you want. But I asked him for lisinopril, and he said apparently they've done studies in the last 2 or 3 months that have linked. Lisinopril is an ACE inhibitor, right?
Yes.
So it linked ACE inhibitors to lung cancer.
Really?
Yeah. So he wouldn't give it to me. He's like, I'm going to give you this one instead. It's not an ACE inhibitor. So I'll put it for you guys that are listening. I'll put the name.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. I'll put the name in the description and you can check it out, but, or just watch the last YouTube video. It's all written out there for you.
It's all good.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on? What's on next? What's up next for you? Just taking a break?
Yeah, I might train towards the back end of this week. I might do a couple of days, take the weekend off. Kids.
Oh, you haven't trained or anything?
I've done nothing. No, nothing.
And how long has it been? 2 weeks now?
No, like 8 days.
Oh, it's only been it's only been a week since the Olympia.
So it's been about 10 days since I've trained. So
And how do you feel?
I feel better. Last night I used my CPAP machine for the first time in about 2 months, and I woke up this morning like, fuck, I feel amazing. So I think I'm going to use that for the rest of the week. I've got an appointment with a surgeon on Wednesday to have a look at have my hernia cosmetically repaired.
Yeah.
Because
shit. Can I tell you something about that? Be careful. Okay, I don't want to sit here and feel like I'm always preaching to you. Everything you're doing is awesome. I just want to tell you to be careful because I got my hernia surgery repaired, and I feel like ever since I haven't been able to control my stomach the same. But they did surgery in 2 different places on my abdomen, so I don't know if that's why.
Well, this hernia has been repaired. This is the.
Oh, it is repaired already.
That's already has mesh there. I just need them to make it look like you can't. I just need to make it then cosmetically tidy it up.
Oh, okay.
Mesh or do something.
Okay.
But I'm going to see the surgeon. I'm seeing a specialist in London on Wednesday, so I'm hoping he'll have a good answer for me because I can't imagine this surgery is going to be cheap. So.
Well, aren't you guys covered there? Don't you have universal health care?
No, we have an NHS, but I don't want to waste their money and time getting a hernia fix for bodybuilding competitions because it's not. It's not impact. I take it on them. I'll just pay for it, and I don't actually believe that aside. I don't think they do hernias anymore unless it's life-threatening.
Yeah, that's how our healthcare is. If it's like an elected surgery, you still have to pay for it. Like if it's cosmetic, you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, which I'm happy because mine is mostly cosmetic. I want them to just look at it anyway because I want to see if it's causing any problems. But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
It makes training abs difficult because it pinches. Again, that's one of my things I want. That's one of the reasons I want to get the surgery so it looks really good. And I also want to get it so I can, for the whole rest of the year, I can train my abs.
Yeah.
In a way and try and really want to get my waist as small as possible for next year.
Yeah. I've been wearing
because I don't really train them, so I want like straight and obliques. I want everything just crisp.
Let me, what's your plan on how to get your waist back?
Well, waist trainer, I'm going to wear my belt really tight when I train, and I'm going to not overeat because I don't need any more muscle.
Okay, so this is what I've gathered from asking every single person that's on my podcast how to shrink their waist. Patrick Moore had the most interesting answer.
Okay.
So when most powerlifters, when they do a squat, they take a really deep breath and they hold it and then they squat with their core like blown up. He said he blows out all the air on all his concentric movements and then inhales on the eccentric.
Okay.
And he said what it does is it relaxes the core muscles for the concentric portion of the movement. So you're not using your stomach like to lift like on a leg press or,
that's interesting.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I tried it the other day. It kind of makes a lot of sense.
That's interesting.
I don't know if that's the answer, but
no. But I think just because I've basically in the past done nothing. I've just done a couple of crunches a week.
Yeah.
Didn't really do that many because it hurts. And then want a waist trainer in preps for like some of it. I haven't really committed fully, and I learned how to do a vacuum, and it made a big difference.
Well, I think the biggest thing was learning how to do a vacuum. I can't learn how to do it.
Well, at the Arnold, my waist was perfect. At the Olympia, it wasn't. I had a food bug about 10 days out. I didn't eat any 2 days. I was just shitting and fucking throwing up for 2 days.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't a problem. That didn't cost me any time. I was very, very dry afterwards. I was like, wow, I actually look better than I thought.
Yeah.
Even right now, my digestion still isn't perfect. And it definitely affected my food going into the last kind of week. Like everything I ate just sat in my stomach.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't digest. When you eat a meal, you fill out, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Nothing
was happening. I think your stomach's kind of like mine, man. If everything's not digesting perfectly, I feel blocky.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't sit right.
My digestion, the whole prep was perfect until I had that food bug.
Yeah. You think it was from moving, or did you change foods?
No, I think maybe I just ate something off, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything.
How long? I talked to the company. This company sent me a bunch of waist trainers because I really like theirs. And the girl told me that runs the place. It's called Skinny Roadie. I'll put the link in the description. The girl told me to wear it for 4 hours a day.
Why not?
It's fucking hard, man.
2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night. That's right.
She said 4 hours is the minimum. She said some of her clients are running for 8 hours a day. I'm like, this shit fucking hurts. Like,
yeah, but I don't think it would hurt over time.
Well, obviously, but every time it doesn't hurt.
I mean, I think you've got to break through that barrier.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is I think every time it doesn't hurt, you probably have to go to a smaller size, and it's going to hurt again.
Imagine how small your waist is.
Can you imagine if I had like Patrick Moore's waist?
That's what I'm going for. Because
I'd kill everybody.
If I have this muscle and I just make it all look more, like in the condition better, the same as if not better than the Arnold, with a couple of inches off my waist, with more detail in all my shots.
Yeah. If I have Patrick Moore's waist, I win the Olympia next year. There's no problem.
You haven't got any arms yet, have you?
I don't need them. I just have this massive back and this massive legs and a tiny little fucking way.
But you've got one arm. How's the other one?
You know what's fucked up? The arm I tore was my good arm. So now I have two shit arms. Yeah. But if I have Patrick Moore's waist, it won't matter.
That's true. Patrick Moore's waist is impressive.
I'll just shoot a whole bunch of synthol in both my arms. It'll be fine.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, these days, isn't it?
That's the best part of my blood pressure being normal. I can get back on. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to.
But as soon as the blood pressure,
I'm just joking. I'm gonna let it settle for a couple more weeks. I'll go like
you're gonna marinate in health for a while.
I'll let it go like 8 weeks, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm good. No, the plan all along, even from the very beginning, Dante was like, just give me 60 days.
Yeah.
So the plan all along was 8 weeks. So I'll stick out the 8 weeks.
Yes, isn't he? I love it when he just casually says he can fix stuff. He's like, I've got AIDS. He's like, I can fix that. You need this tea and you need this herb. You need to take coenzyme Q10 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Boom, cured.
But it fucking works.
Yeah,
everything he told me to do, it fucking worked. And I'm like, this is insane.
He's like almost like the ultimate bro scientist, I think.
No, he's not. Because everything he told me to take, he actually sent me a study for.
Yeah, I know. Well, what I mean is the way he breaks things down and he explains it, he never puts the science behind it. He just fucking...
Yeah. He knows the science behind it, but he doesn't explain it. Yeah.
No, he just he explains it in the most basic terms.
Because he knows we're all fucking meatheads and nobody will understand anything he's saying if he.
And then you get Scott Stevenson, who's the nicest guy in the world. I don't have a fucking clue what that guy's talking about.
That's like, I have a friend who's a chiropractor, Jordan Shallows.
Yeah.
He tries to explain things to me in the gym about how to move so my body feels better. He might as well be speaking fucking French. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You're Canadian. You should speak French.
I don't speak French.
What kind of Canadian are you?
It's only a small portion of Canada that speaks French.
It's weird that, because whenever I'm in Canada and all the signs are in French and English, I'm like, this is weird.
Where are they French and English? On your food and stuff, but not on the signs on the buildings and shit.
No, but I mean like road signs a lot of the time.
Sometimes, yeah. Depends
the
where
only place in the UK that I know of that we have that is when you're going into Wales. And it's all in Welsh or English.
Welsh or English?
Yeah.
Why is Welsh actually a different language?
Completely fucking different made-up language. Like if you hear people speaking Welsh, it sounds like they're trying to hock up a fucking booger.
Is that why I don't like talking to Flex Lewis?
No, Flex Lewis speaks English in a Welsh accent.
Yeah.
But because my granddad's Welsh and he used to speak it. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
I remember being at a club with Flex Lewis and it was his accent mixed with the really loud music.
Yeah.
I had no fucking idea what he was saying.
But it was just his accent, I think. I sometimes struggle. Yeah. But so we don't have that. So I find that really strange in Canada. But I think it's very odd to live in a country where there's a portion of it. Because if you went to some parts of Montreal, they wouldn't understand what we're saying.
A lot of them speak English.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places where there's just French.
Yeah.
And they probably don't even speak English themselves.
A lot of people in Quebec don't speak English. No.
That's so strange, isn't it? Well,
I don't know. That's just, it is, I guess. I don't know. I never thought about it.
Yeah, but I find it just as strange that Welsh people speak Welsh. And the fact that Welsh people exist that don't speak English.
Why? It's their separate little area. Why would they speak?
Wales is fucking tiny.
So
you've got like cities in like the States and Canada that are probably bigger than Wales.
Yeah.
And it's like they have parts of Wales where they don't speak English and they have their own language that I'm pretty sure is made up. Because look at some Welsh words And, and they don't make. But the thing about Welsh is, which is worse than English, is that their words are so long, and they almost never sound anything like they're written.
Okay.
So, but when so it's like you trying to read Japanese.
Yeah.
You don't have a clue what those letters mean. You
No.
Sounds.
Yeah.
That's what Welsh is to me.
Huh. Yeah,
So,
I don't know why.
It's a fascinating language, but there's lots of like other Gaelic languages.
Yeah.
Just because they're so old, I think that's what kind of makes Welsh cool, is because it's a very old, not really used language, especially obviously in England.
Yeah.
Weird. There's lots of languages in like Scotland and things like Gaelic. I don't know much about it, but I just do know that these little languages exist, and it's pretty fucking crazy when you think about it.
Well, it's just different cultures passed on
But
there.
what I'm saying is, especially in the UK, it's so small here, and there's so few people that speak it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Here in Quebec, they speak French. Here we speak English. But all the kids coming up, you're supposed to take French in almost all your classes. Like, and growing up in grade school, they put you in a French class. But then you get to high school, and it's elective at that point.
How far away is Quebec from you in miles?
In kilometers, it's like 500, 600 kilometers to Quebec.
That's probably about how close I am to France.
Yeah, so you should fucking speak French too.
I did take French at school.
Well, I find it actually fascinating. Most people in Europe speak like 2 or 3 or 4 languages. Are you there? No?
Yeah, my auntie speaks 4 languages. Luxembourg. She lives in Luxembourg.
Wait, I lost you for a minute. Say that again.
So I said my auntie speaks 4 languages because she lives in London. Fucking hell. She lives in Luxembourg, so she speaks English, French, and German. But I think she also speaks something else, maybe Japanese or something.
Yeah. But how'd you fit Japanese in there?
Business, I guess. Okay. But I know she speaks some other obscure language that's nothing related to Europe.
Yeah.
So it's pretty like, and her kids all speak English, French, and German. Just as they don't have a first language; they're all the languages.
Yeah, I get that. It's like when I work for
accent as well when they speak.
Yeah, it's very strange. When I worked for SciTech, all the people there, the athletes that were from Hungary and all the people that worked in the offices, they all spoke, like, honestly, 3 or 4 languages. One girl spoke 7 languages. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand, because a lot of people say when you're so fluent in a language, you start to think in the language.
Yeah.
Can you imagine knowing another language as well as English?
And then thinking,
I just can't even imagine it.
I do that a little bit because I speak Arabic too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's like I probably speak it like at a grade 8 level.
That's pretty good.
Like I'm not like
if a conversation in Arabic.
Yeah, like if you drop me in Lebanon, I could speak Arabic and get by.
Do you think the longer you were there, the more you pick it up and you'd buy like within like 2 years?
Yeah, it would come back to me because even when I go to my mom's, I speak Arabic with my mom, and if I'm sitting there for like 3 hours before I've left, I'm already like feeling more fluent.
Do you have a very thick Canadian accent when
half the words I use are English. So I'll say like a sentence, and then when I run out of like I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that word is. I'll say it in Canadian. And then, but my mom speaks like a little Canadian, so she knows what I'm saying. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, it's like perfect.
It just all meshes together. But they made fun of me in I think I went to Dubai. They made fun of me when I tried to speak Arabic. So now I'm like self-conscious about it. So I don't do it anymore.
Oh, you have to, man.
No, I just do it with I speak it with my mom, and that's good enough.
Maybe because your mom is like, she has you two have your own little gibberish version.
Yeah, she knows I can. That's exactly it.
So when you speak to actually people and you're in the country that they're speaking their language, you probably sound like a relative.
I was in the car with 4 guys, and they said we're gonna go play. We're gonna go play. That's the translation. Okay, in Arabic, that's how you say it. And I'm like, why do you guys keep saying you're gonna go play? And they're like, well, what do you say? And I'm like, I'm gonna go train. And I said it in Arabic, and they fucking all burst out laughing.
Because you probably would have translated the word train to the word like actual the transportation, a train.
No, I know the word train. I know the word train. So anyway, so that was the end of my that was the end of me trying to speak Arabic with them. I just like, fuck you guys. I'm just gonna speak English from now on.
That's so funny.
So anyway,
I kind of do wish I could speak another language. Maybe it's something I'll learn one day when I'm bored.
yeah, I always say that. I don't think I ever have the patience to. But
No.
so what do you do? Are you doing the Arnold? What are you doing next year?
Oh, fuck that. No, I'm not doing anything till much later next year. I need a few months to, let my body rest, let my mind kind of get that
Itch.
Yeah, I just think I'm mentally and physically burnt out. It doesn't take long to recharge.
Yeah.
Because I miss it and I love the structure. But just too much of a good thing for too long is not good.
What are you gonna do now that Ben's gone? I saw your weepy post about Ben.
Yeah, mate, that really actually hit me pretty hard. Like in the morning after he left, when I woke up, I was just packing my suitcase on my own, and it hit me like a fucking bazooka.
Why he had left already?
He'd already gone, and he just hit me like a rocket launcher, and I was like, "Fuck."
Well, I know how that feels. That your fucking buddy that you usually travel with is all of a sudden now fucked off.
He's fucking gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that was really hit me hard. I didn't because I think I just put it to the back of my mind for a while, and neither of us had kind of talked about it. We hadn't faced it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
So now he's in Texas and you're there.
Yeah.
And did you find a training partner, or are you just gonna
do
your own thing?
I'm moving closer to the gym I train in because I fucking hate the traffic here. I've told you countless times.
Yeah.
We live 35 away, but I have to go across a toll, across a bridge, across a river.
Yeah.
The traffic is so bad. Sometimes it takes me 3 hours to get home.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so I'm moving closer to the gym, which puts me a lot closer to James Hollingshead. So we're going to start putting our heads together and start training more often together.
Can I ask you a question? Is it Hollingshead or Hollingshed?
I say Hollingshead.
Fucking Paul was right. I fucking ripped on Paul for a good 15 minutes one day.
It's Hollingshead.
Because he said Hollingshead, and I said it's Hollingshed.
I think it's Hollingshead.
Okay, but for backstory, Paul fucks up everybody's name.
Yeah.
So I thought he was just fucking up James.
That should be really interesting for both of us because I'm sure we'll both make a ton of progress training together.
Well, yeah, you guys are both strong as fuck. I mean, that's going to be crazy.
But the thing is, neither of us have that want or need to train that heavy anymore.
Yeah, but you're still gonna.
I mean, it's not. We're not going to be doing like 8 or 9 plate squats or anything.
No. But you don't have to anymore. You already built the muscle.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're thinking summertime then?
Yeah, I mean, I want to maybe start a diet in like March.
Yeah.
Because I could do March till September quite comfortably.
Yeah. What's going on? Are you going to take time now to resolve the issues with your ex-girlfriend or what?
Yeah. Pretty much. Things are looking great.
Oh, wait. Are you serious talking to her?
Yeah, things are looking fine.
I totally just fucking made that up.
Things are fine. Everything's on a good path.
How did things get better? You were dieting. How the fuck did things get better?
Well, I haven't been dieting for 8 days. We did a lot of 8 days.
Oh, so all this happened in 8 days?
It's more. No, I think it's just more. I learned so much this last 11 months of dieting. A lot about myself, how much mentally I can tolerate, how much I can stand, how much of a dick I can be, and realizing and accepting that and not being that way, and how actually easy it is to not be that way whilst being like 2 or 3 weeks out from the show.
Yeah, I'm surprised she's still waiting for you though.
Mate, look at me. Of course she's still.
That's what I mean. I'm surprised she's still waiting for you.
She's punching above us. She's punching, mate.
She's punching down for sure.
I am punching so bad, it's insane. And I look at her, I'm like, how?
Yeah.
But no, it's everything's fine at the moment. It's more just it's not enough to be like, yeah, everything's great, but it's enough to know that to be optimistic there's a reason to be. It's not just in my head. Like everything's in a nice place where I don't want to rush anything. It's very early days.
Yeah.
But I would consider it enough to say I'm now officially off the market.
Oh.
That's me. That's probably me being overly optimistic. But if there's any kind of chance there, I'd rather pursue that than someone else.
Well, that's going to hurt some feelings because I've had some messages sent my way.
Oh,
people, and it's what the fuck. I can't help but think this, but every time I get a message, I'm like, this girl likes anal.
Yeah, probably.
They message me and they're like, can you tell Luke to message me, or is Luke going to be, and I just delete them.
It's so funny.
But it's just, I can't help but think to myself, I'm like, do you know what we talk about? Like, and you're still,
I'm sure they're all fine with it.
Apparently they're good to go.
That's our loss, I'm afraid. But I mean, it's just I'm one of those people that I don't really. I've never been that way where I just chat with loads of girls at one time.
No, I know that. Yeah,
I just can't.
I can tell.
Do it. I just can't do it. Like, I have too much of a conscience.
Yeah.
So if I'm even just talking to her a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that we were together for almost 2 years, me talking to some other girls would be disrespectful to the situation.
I agree.
And if it did progress more to something where we're actually going to meet up and whatever, then it would be bad if she found out. She'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
She'd be like, "You're fucking around the whole time."
Yeah, and so I'm not prepared to do that, just in case.
When I was dating, I was always 100% honest with every fucking girl, and even if it was like bad honest, like I was like, "Look, I don't want anything to do with you. I just want to fucking have fun."
Yeah.
I always was like 100%. I've never been that kind of guy to like juggle like fucking 4 girls.
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly. And I think it's horrible. And I've always tried to be that way. I don't understand how some guys can cheat on their girlfriends like quite easily.
No,
like,
but I'm not even talking about cheating. I'm talking about if a guy's single.
No, not even that. But like, not cheating physically. How they can have a girlfriend and be messaging like 10 different girls.
Oh, I don't know how they do that.
And have a girlfriend. I can't even chat with 10 girls of them. The whole thing's really odd.
I feel like it's way too much work. And
also, I don't care enough to remember which conversation's which.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by work. Like, it's like I have like all these fucking girls. I gotta fucking remember who's who and what I talked to them about.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, honestly, it's too much fucking work. I don't know how. And we both know the guys on the circuit that are doing it. And I'm like, and I don't know how the fuck they do it. And they just, one, they don't get caught. One, they don't get caught. Yeah. And 2, it's like, it seems so easy for them.
Yeah, but it probably would be easy if we actually tried. Maybe it would be really ezy.
You think it just takes some practice?
No, I think I'm really awkward to begin with. And no, I just think it's like, I think if you just have the confidence to do it, then I think because I think for the most part, when you're like, say you're at the Olympia level, most of the girls in the industry are going to know who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to be on somewhat of a pedestal just because of how far you've gone.
Yeah.
I think you taking an interest in them, a lot of the time, they might take that as a huge compliment to their ego, a big ego boost.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter how ugly we are because we're both pretty fucking ugly, mate, let's be honest.
Well, I've downgraded my level a little bit since I lost my hair and shit, but I wasn't ugly before. I'm uglier now, for sure.
You're married,
but I got married as soon as my hair started falling out. I got married, so I was like,
she's locked into a legally binding contract.
That's right.
It's just, so I think there's a lot of I think in this industry, I think maybe it would. I don't know, but I'd imagine for some guys it's easier.
I think it's practice.
Maybe.
I do, because it's like if you killed somebody. Like, if you killed somebody, the next time you kill somebody, it's going to be easier.
But the other thing is as well in this instance, like, I wouldn't be an expert. I wouldn't go out to a booth, try and chat up a girl, and she's like, "Fuck off," all right, and then crack on to another, because I'd imagine that they talk.
Yeah, some guys don't care though.
It's so weird. I would hate that reputation.
I remember a long way back. I remember talking to a girl that used to laugh. No, I shouldn't say names. I'm gonna have to edit this whole fucking part out. But apparently, I had a friend who would talk to one girl and then talk to the other girl and talk to another girl, and they would all tell the one girl that I was friends with what he was doing, and he thought none of them knew.
He started messaging my girlfriend.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Do I have to cut his name out of this? I probably do, eh?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Just beep it out.
Okay.
Beep it out. But yeah, he was messaging my girlfriend, my ex.
The one you're trying to get back together with.
He was messaging her, and she was like, you're doing the Arnold with Luke. So there's a clue to people, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry," and then just stopped. Whereas some guys with dicks would try and carry on.
At least you got to say, at least he had enough respect.
Yeah.
To stop messaging.
Yeah.
It's not like some of the guys that I've had guys talk to my wife and be like, do you really like that? You really like bodybuilders? Like, you really like a guy that big? And I'm like, you fucking know me. You know me.
Yeah.
And you're going to talk to my fucking wife?
Yeah.
And you're trying to like that's like the ultimate in like shithead behavior. Like,
yeah, it is.
I'm like, how do you do that and still have a conscience?
But
Like,
that's a lot of that's to do with their insecurities as well, I believe.
I know, but
because I think most men would want to be a lot more muscular than they are.
I don't necessarily think that. I just think some guys are fucking cocksuckers, and they're like, I'm gonna try and bang this girl, even if I have to shit talk.
Are you cut out there? You still there?
Huh?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What'd you say?
Okay, so it's the equivalent if you had an absolutely like giant dick, like this fucking big, right?
Yeah. Well, who's to say I don't?
Yeah, bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Trunks. So like, if you had a dick that big and it was common knowledge, or like you just say you were a porn star and you were known for having just an enormous dick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Other guys would go to his wife and just be like, "Do you really like it that big?"
No, they wouldn't.
No, they would. They would. Of course they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would.
No, because no guy thinks it could be too big.
I think they do.
Okay. I've never bumped into a guy who's like, my dick's too big. I wish it wasn't this big.
Yeah, but because that's probably very rare, and they're probably making millions doing porn. So, if you
anyway,
that big, you can become a wealthy.
The point I'm trying to get to is, if you're talking to a girl and you find out she has a man, and then you shit on the guy, you're the ultimate dick.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because most normal dudes would just be like, oh, you're with that guy? Okay, well, if you don't know the guy, maybe you might still try and pursue it. But if you fucking know the guy and you still go
even if you know the guy, you shouldn't have said anything in the first place.
Well, because, I mean, sometimes you can know somebody and not know who they're dating.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So let's say you knew the guy, or let's say you talk to the girl, she says the guy's name, and you know who he is, and you still pursue, then you're a cocksucker. Like the ultimate cocksucker.
Yeah.
So, anyway. All right, buddy. So what are we doing? That's it? You got anything else to talk about?
No, I'm good. I've got the back door open. It's really cold. And I've only eaten one meal today.
Yeah, but who cares? You're taking the time off. It doesn't matter. It's probably better. It's probably better for you.
I'm so hungry.
Why don't you get your girlfriend to come over and cook some food for you?
She lives 2 hours away. She's not my girlfriend yet.
I can't wait. Are you going to announce like the actual consummation of your relationship on this
consummation
on this show?
I'm
like
what? The consummation live on Instagram live. Live. The musical. No, I'm pretty private.
Yeah, you're real private.
No, because I haven't said her name. I never posted about her for like 2 years, really, which I think she hated.
Why didn't you post about her?
I'm just private. I don't know. It's just...
I'm pretty private too, but I still post about my wife.
That was something that I didn't realize as much as it does.
They care, man.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I think because of what we do, because like, I don't know how many followers you have, but probably a few 100,000. Yeah. I have a few 100,000, and I think they think there's probably so many girls messaging us that they want to, not that there is, that's not true, but that's probably what they think. So they probably want the world to know that, they're a girl.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always just look at Instagram. For me, Instagram to me is just bodybuilding. Like, I don't really do anything much personal on there anyway. Apart from like DMing like with friends and stuff, and sending each other memes, that kind of shit. I don't follow friends. I don't follow my family.
Yeah.
I don't post about stuff like that much. I post about my kids a little bit because I think it's kind of important. But I do more of that stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I don't get like detailed about my life, but I do in the terms of bodybuilding.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For me, it's just Luke Sando, the bodybuilder, not Luke Sando.
Yeah. So,
but then again, I never considered the feelings of her when it is important to share all that kind of stuff. And it didn't register with me until she told me afterwards, and I was like, I didn't even really think about it like that.
Yeah. I think though, if you look at some of the people who are doing really well, like I never kind of realized this, but like if you look at like Seth Feroce, for example, or even Flex Lewis, they do show a lot of their personal life.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of helps. It kind of helps your own career. So I don't know. I've always had a tough time with that.
Yeah.
But I've tried to show more lately. So like I
think it matters. I think it does matter a lot. It's just something I never thought that did matter, but now I know differently.
I think I thought it mattered. I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to keep everybody insulated because, there's a lot of fucking trolls and shit. And I don't want people around me to get hurt by fucking assholes.
You still get a lot of trolls.
Yeah. I mean, not tons. Not tons. Like, I'll put it this way. If I get 100 comments, there's 3 or 4 assholes in there.
Yeah. Who the fuck are these people? Why do they do it, man?
Dude, it's just random. Like, it's just like, I put a video on my YouTube of me and my friends going to the racetrack the other day. And this guy freaks out. He's like, oh, look at all you guys, all your daddy's money. I'm like, yeah. Like, my fucking dad was a welder. He used to make 20 grand a year. What are you fucking talking about? But it's just, people just, man, even like even something so tame as like, I posted a day in the life video where I went on a long road trip.
Yeah.
The guy posts a comment. He's like, why don't you stick to bodybuilding, man? We don't need to watch this stuff. And I'm like, don't watch it. Why are you fucking commenting? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So you still get I still get some here and there, but it's not like crazy.
It's always, it's never horrendous, but it's always like, oh, fuck off. And then like when I put that video out with my terrible look, that video blew up because everyone's fucking mental. Like,
you cut out for a second there. When you put the video up, that what?
The lawnmower.
Oh.
Do you know how many people messaged and commented about that fucking lawnmower?
I've been getting that message since you mentioned it on our show.
It's fucking insane. Like, it's not even that bad.
I still haven't seen it. I'm gonna go. I want to see the lawnmower.
There's a little 1-minute trailer on my feed. Go and check it out. And I'm just pushing around a fly mower. And because obviously where I'm big, it looks really small.
Yeah.
But it's just, everyone's like, what kind of lawnmower is that, bro? It's always like Americans who are like, dude, what kind of fucking lawnmower is that, man? And it's like, it's the kind that cuts grass just fine. No. It doesn't need to be a monster truck.
It's got to be a John Deere, man. It's got to be a John Deere.
It cuts the fucking grass. If I had my way, I'm one of those ones that you push, and the momentum of it turns the wheel, turns the blades, and it's silent. Yeah. That's what I have.
You know what I love? I love that you're so pissed off about the lawnmower thing.
But it's a whole video with lots of cool stuff in it, and everyone's like, your lawnmower is shit.
But that really gets me, man. You know when you put out a video and you're like, okay, this is good. I put a lot of effort into this one. And they pick out some small, insignificant fucking thing. Yeah. But the fact that you keep bringing up the lawnmower, it's just going to make it worse, right?
I know.
Like, I'm going to get like 50 DMs after this video about hashtag.
Well, I'll tell you what. If somebody wants to DM me, I'll give him and I'll put on I'm going to put on my Amazon wish list about 10 incredible lawnmowers. And I'm going to post my Amazon wish list on my story. And if any of you fuckers out there want to put your money where your mouth is and buy me an obnoxious American lawnmower, be my guest.
Now you're attacking the whole nation. You're fucked. You can't do that.
No, or 10 people listening will be like, I'll get him a lawnmower.
All right. All right, that's what we're doing. This is the Luke's Fund. We're doing a GoFundMe. We're doing
and Strimmer.
We're doing a GoFundMe for Luke's lawn care. All right, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it needs doing again. The back garden's horrendous. It looks like something a Jurassic Park.
I dare you to film it next time, and just do a video of just you cutting the grass.
Do you know what I've just thought about for a new Redcon video? Is me going to a garden centre and buying a really fucking stupid over-the-top lawnmower, coming back to my house and mowing the lawn with this incredible with Team America playing in the background.
No.
And you know what? No. People will watch it.
No, it's better if you do the opposite. Film yourself cutting the grass with the shitty lawnmower and just get people...
With the horrendous lawn?
Yeah, just get people fucking riled right up.
Yeah, it is funny annoying people with because these things in my ears.
People freak out about them.
Oh my god! When they're used to it, people are used to it now. But when I first did any kind of Redcon videos, everyone was like, "Look at his ears." But when Shawn Ray was taught on the Olympic commentary, was selling that I had cool earrings. So Shawn Ray thinks I'm cool.
That's not good.
Yes, he said I had cool earrings.
Shawn Ray's not cool though.
No, he's not. He wears eyeliner. Have you ever worn eyeliner before?
Have I ever worn eyeliner before? No. Never.
It's weird.
Never. Even for Halloween. Never.
Oh yeah, it's Halloween in like what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
It's Halloween.
Have you worn eyeliner?
Yeah.
For what?
For a costume, and I had a photo shoot, which was a styled photo shoot.
Like for your rock band shit?
Yeah, we had to like makeup on it, but in the shots, you can't tell we're wearing it.
That's okay. That's different. Yeah. Shawn Ray wears it like just to go out for dinner and shit.
Do you reckon he still does?
I don't know.
It's like
I don't know.
I think it's the creepiest thing ever when you see a woman putting eyeliner on.
I used to work with a guy at SciTech who I will mention. No, I probably shouldn't mention because he's a fucking troll himself, but he used to put on eyeliner before going out to the booth and Pam spray and used to pump up behind the thing before going out. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, people are going to be taking photos, bro.
Yeah, so why are you wearing eyeliner, you fucking knob?
I know, but you obviously can tell he's not a bodybuilder. So,
yeah, sounds like odd.
Bodybuilders wouldn't do that.
No, unless you're Shawn Ray.
Have
you ever seen your wife put eyeliner on?
Yeah, where they're like going like this and they're like, fucking...
what are they doing? How you thought that was a good idea? Because it looks like they've just got a pencil and they're like, you just
sticking it in their eye
and just sticking a pencil really close to their retina.
But it looks good when they're done.
It looks good when it's on, but when they're doing it, I'm just like, look. Too close to your eye. You know that scene in Ace Ventura when he's poking his eyeball and he's torturing that guy?
You're fucked.
I met some kinky stuff, and she could take it by putting her eyeliner on. It's just too.
You're fucked up, man. All right, go eat. I'm gonna put this up. Hopefully, everybody likes that you're back.
Yeah.
For next week, because it's been so long, we didn't get to the other comments. For next week, put all of your topics you want us to discuss in the comments section.
Yeah, because eventually we'll probably cover at least one of them.
Yeah, we'll get to something.
we're just picking up what we're doing is when the show gets stale, which is probably going to be very soon, we've got a whole bag of topics to pull from, which aren't our ideas.
So we're using you guys to give us fuck off. Listen. We'll get to them. We'll get to at least 5 of them, I promise. So
yes.
But don't put questions though. Put topics. Like try and put topics that we can discuss, not just questions that are good for you.
A segment of the show every week when the last 20 minutes is us discussing two or three of the topics that are in the feed from last week.
All right, that's what we'll do. So in the comment section below, put your topics, questions, whatever. We'll figure it out next week.
Yes, we will.
All right, brother.
All right,
you have a good week. Okay, man. Take it easy.